For now, though, as the cars roll, we need to take a look at the Mobil 1 starting grid. And Lewis Hamilton achieved his 24th career pole, McLaren's 4th in a row, and that's the first time the team has been able to boast that feat since Mika Hakkinen some 13 years ago, alongside Hamilton. And it's his first front row, as we know, since Spain, where he won 9 races ago, and that is Pastor Maldonado.
Starting third, the Red Bull of last year's pole sitter and winner, Sebastian Vettel. He was quickest through every practice session, must be a threat. Next to him, the McLaren of Jenson Button, now out-qualified by his teammate 12-2, but he was a strong second here last year.
Points leader Alonso starts in position 5. Alongside him, Paul di Resta. Remember that brilliant qualifying in Monza where he was 4th, but got pushed back 5 grid spots, so this is the highest he has started.
The second Red Bull of Mark Webber starts 7th, is about his average for the year, but his second worst start here. Alongside him, the Lotus of Romain Grosjean, back after his race ban at Monza and looking very strong, out-qualifying Kimi Raikkonen for the 8th time.
It's an all-Mercedes 5th row. Now, these guys did this by choice. They almost completed a lap on soft tyres in Q3 before pitting, saving tyres for the race.
Nico Hulkenberg for Force India lines up 11th, still happier than Monza a couple of weeks ago when his car failed on the outlap. And the second Lotus of a somewhat perplexed Kimi Raikkonen starts 12th.
On the 7th row, it's the 9th time that Felipe Massa has failed to make it through to Q3 from 14 attempts, and it's been a tough weekend for Sergio Perez.
The 2 Toro Rossos fill out row 8. The Australian Daniel Ricciardo again faster than his teammate Jean-Eric Vergne.
We go back to row 9, and Kamui Kobayashi failed to transfer to Q2. Meanwhile, Vitaly Petrov, for only the 3rd time this year, out-qualified his Caterham teammate.
Heikki Kovalainen now moves up to 19th for Caterham, and Timo Glock in the Marussia moves into the 20th spot.
And we go back to the second last row, Bruno Senna, gearbox change, that means -5 positions, and the young Brazilian has hit the wall 3 times this weekend.
And the 2 HRTs bring up the rear, Cartha Kayan out-qualifying De La Rosa for only the 2nd time this year.
All right, it's time to take a look at our Pirelli storylines for round 14. And David, what's with your title?
Well, there you see it, a golden pride of yours. But he's a brilliant driver, but amazing fortune. 3rd at Monza and increases lead by 13 points. How on earth did that happen? And how on earth is everybody else going to ever catch him up?
Well, for me, it's all about the tyres. Take care of those tyres. We've heard the drivers talking about the potential wear rate and degradation on these super soft tyres. And remember, now they are fully loaded with fuel. Perhaps no more than 10 laps before the first pit stop. We will see.
And for me, Mick Rowland. The Mick is the McLaren. 4 poles in a row, 3 wins
Sure, it's
in a row.
Mick Rowland.
4th win and the first of
Too bad Sebastian Vettel will go
away
faster
events.
than him.
They need to keep Lewis Hamilton in this championship chase. Remember, he's down 37 points, but he's got the momentum at the moment. GoPro weather, things look good. Earlier in the week, there was a talk about rain, and we saw that at the beginning of free practice 1, but it's clear, it's humid, but it's clear, and we're ready to race.
On board with Bruno Senna, who had that 5-spot penalty for changing the gearbox, and no wonder he wrapped it into the wall 3 times, so I guess it needed changing, Steve.
Yeah, I think they must have damaged the casing, yeah, because, I mean, they got away with it once in qualifying 2 and then broke it again, so 5-spot penalty.
Remember, when all the lights go out, we will be racing.
Here we go.
We'll shine under the lights in Singapore.
Green.
Does our pole man get a good start? Lewis Hamilton, Maldonado will slot into 2nd. Vettel is being pushed by Button, but he goes into 3rd place.
Start.
4-1.
Oh, there's already overshooting.
In the middle of that sandwich.
Oh boy, all sorts of people here. Rosberg, Webber going over the curves there at turn 2.
And Hamilton clean. Vettel already up to 2nd. And di Resta
See more.
Alonso fighting with him for position.
Oh boy, Hamilton won't like that in his mirror. He'd right to have seen Pastor Maldonado there.
Great start, Kimi Raikkonen. He is in the mix already up behind. And here comes Schumacher. Remember, Raikkonen started back 12th in the Lotus.
Kimi side by side there with Mark Webber, gets pushed off a bit. Here comes Rosberg trying to go around the outside of Kimi Raikkonen. That's not going to work. Schumacher in the mix as well.
I want to correct myself. It's not Raikkonen, it's Grosjean. It's the young Frenchman who made a dynamic start.
Well, he made a dynamic start at Spa too, but
this gives you a great indication of just how tight it is. Turn 10, the Singapore sling for the first time.
Nico Hulkenberg looked good to get in the top 10, but just failed starting 11th. So he's got his work cut out. And as we said going into this race, this place is not easy to make up ground.
No, it's not. So Maldonado there, not a good start for Williams. Drops back a little bit, but a terrific start off the line for Lewis Hamilton and McLaren.
And the chase is on. Vettel is out after the man who took the pole position that Vettel thought he rightly should have had. He was perplexed. He said, I don't know what happened. We just didn't make the leap up to where Lewis was, but I know that we've got a good race car. We will be there on race day.
Well, I tell you what, going back to Steve's point here, this is going to be the race of tyres now, Steve.
Already, hey, Kiko Valainen's team radio from
Yeah,
Caterham.
absolutely. I was just going to say there, David, we just saw a shot of Petrov's car, Petrov's Caterham circulating without a front wing on there, so already